On January 20th, a Russian air defense missile during an air raid siren struck a multi-story residential building in the village of Afipsky in the Krasnodar Krai, causing destruction. Russian propaganda outlets claim a Ukrainian drone hit a house in the village of Afipsky in the Krasnodar Krai. Some Russians also speculate that it was a Ukrainian Flamingo missile. There is no evidence to support this claim. Analysts and local residents say it was a surface-to-air missile. Krasnodar Krai Governor Veniamin Kondratyev confirmed that an air raid alert was issued in the region last night and overnight into January 21st. According to him, UAV debris fell near an apartment building in Afipskoy. Rescuers evacuated the residents of the 177 apartment building for safety. This is far from the first time Russian air defense systems have struck their own populated areas. In the past few hours, 2 such incidents have occurred in Russia. The first, as we have already mentioned, was in Krasnodar Krai. The second was in neighboring Adygia. The head of the Republic of Adygia, Murat Kumpilov, claims, as do Russian media, that a fire broke out in a multi-story building in the village of Novaya Adygia during a drone attack. However, local residents and analysts say it was a Russian anti-aircraft missile. According to Kumpilov, 8 people were injured in Novaya Adygia, and 15 cars burned. It should be noted that the Ukrainian armed forces only strike military and strategic facilities on Russian territory that are affiliated with the Russian army. These are legitimate targets for the Ukrainian armed forces. The Russian occupation army, on the contrary, seeks to destroy Ukraine's civilian infrastructure by launching airstrikes on Ukrainian cities.
И все с одного места, понял? А я уже сомневаюсь, что это, блядь, ПВО. Это, походу, реально бомбежка, нахуй.
Блядь. Просто, блядь.
Может, вы к нам поедете? Немка подальше будет.
Тут это вот дальше дома, короче, ебало, понял?
Там машины, блядь, парковка, все горит.
Машина.
Прилетело что-то, у меня все окна повылетали с стеклом. Прилетело, короче. Половина дома, братан. Пизда.
Блядь, охуеть! О, это пиздец! Ебаный в рот!
Что это, господи?
От окон вышли.
Ай, ебать! Пиздец. А их там много как?
Сейчас увидим. Да осколки. Пизда.
Ебать!
Ёбаный в рот. Вы что там, обкурились нахуй?
Блядь,
Вы что, хохла пустили
нахуй?
там?
Пиздец!
Оп, еще одна.
Блядь.
И все с одного места, понял? А я уже сомневаюсь, что это, блядь, ПВО. Это, походу, реально бомбежка, нахуй.
Блядь. Просто, блядь.
Может, вы к нам поедете? Немка подальше будет.
Ukraine's unmanned systems forces carried out successful strikes on Russian military and logistics sites between January 17th to 19th, inflicting heavy losses on the Russian army, Ukrainian military reported on Monday. The attacks were launched in coordination with the Deep Strike Center. 3 railway substations in occupied parts of Ukraine, several air defense units and a UAV warehouse are among the Russian military targets. Confirmed hits include S-300V self-propelled launcher-loader vehicle 9A-84 in Ukraine's eastern Luhansk region, a North Korean M-1991 multiple-launch rocket system, which is analog of Uragan MLRS-3 railway power substations used by Russian logistics, and 2 units of UAVs of the 51st Army in occupied Donetsk region. Also struck was a traction power substation Sartana in Mariupol, which supplies power to electric locomotives on the Mariupol, Sartana, Volnovakha, Donetsk section and has a 2,500 kVA power transformer. Power substation, Karen, was hit in Andrievka settlement in Donetsk, which supplies the electrified railway network on the Mariupol, Volnovakha, Kamyshzaria section. Azovskaya, substation with a 220 kV capacity was targeted in Stary Krym in Donetsk region. The substation is a critical element of energy supply for the region's industry in the interests of the military-industrial complex. Moreover, a UAV warehouse of the 144th Division of the 51st Army was hit in Novokrasnyanka village in occupied Luhansk region. The attacks were launched using mid-range strike assets by the drones of the 1st Separate Unit of Ukraine's Security Service, SBS, the Kairos Battalion of the 414th Birds of Magyar Brigade, and the 412th Nemesis Brigade, coordinated once again by the SBS Group Center for Deep Strike. It should be noted that Ukrainian troops have intensified deep strikes on Russian territory and in occupied parts of Ukraine, using missiles and drones.